Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're looking at something pretty fascinating, how technology, modern tech, is connecting with really ancient spiritual practices. Imagine this. What if you could, join in a sacred ritual, one with centuries of history, but from literally anywhere? Your living room, maybe?
It's a really profound idea, isn't it? And it taps right into the significance of places like Kashi, Varanasi. For thousands of years, it's been this spiritual hub. But actually getting there, historically, that's been a huge hurdle for so many devotees across the world. Just not possible sometimes.
Exactly. And that challenge is really the core of what we're diving into today. We're focusing specifically on these online puja services. We've looked into companies, Varanasi Divine Services is one example, making this whole concept real. So our mission really is to understand the benefits, the practical side, but also think about what it means, for devotion in this digital era we're all in. Because when you break it down, the big problem is access, right? Getting to sacred sites like Kashi. It's just not feasible for everyone. The sources we looked at mentioned things like being, busy with job or family abroad, or maybe being physically unable to visit temples. Life often gets in the way.
That's absolutely right. And that's where these online services step in. They directly tackle those practical issues. What's really interesting is how they frame it. Devotion doesn't need a physical address anymore. It's about essentially bringing the temple to you. It kind of ensures your spiritual life isn't stopped by distance or physical limitations. It really redefines what access means in faith.
So what are they actually offering online? I mean, the specifics. We saw things like live-streamed Rudrabhishek. That's a key prayer to Lord Shiva.
Very significant.
And puja, just general worship, done in your name at important sites like the Mahamrityunjay temple. They even mentioned sending Prasad, the blessed food offering, right to your door.
Yeah, that physical element connecting back.
And getting a personalized Vedic Sankalp, like a specific intention set for you by trained pandits, by priests. It seems, quite comprehensive.
It does. And what I think is key about these offerings is how they strive to keep that feeling of authenticity, that personal link, even remotely. Take the personal Sankalp. That's vital. It makes the ritual yours. It's about your intention, your specific spiritual need.
Right. It's not just generic.
Exactly. And having a real person on your behalf do rituals, a trained pandit, it ensures it's done correctly, traditionally. These services seem aimed at people genuinely seeking solutions to spiritual problems, connecting them to these ancient traditions for comfort, for help. But, it does make you wonder, doesn't it? Does this digital connection change the feeling of devotion?
That's a good question.
Does it maybe make access more democratic, but maybe shift what pilgrimage or community worship really means? It's definitely a new way of engaging spiritually.
And there are tech features, too, beyond just the ritual itself, like live streaming of your puja. You can actually watch it happening live.
Real-time participation, yeah.
And you can choose between group or individual rituals. So different ways to engage depending on what you prefer or maybe what you can afford.
And linking this back to the bigger idea, it's all about keeping that spiritual tie to Kashi, no matter where you are. That's the promise. It lets your heart, as they say, still bow before Lord Shiva in the holiest city on earth, even if you're, continents away. It really shows how this digital age isn't just about making life convenient. It's actually fundamentally reshaping how people connect with and practice their faith globally.
So if we boil it down, the key takeaway seems to be this powerful mix of modern ease and genuine spiritual practice. It lets people participate in authentic Vedic rituals, live from Kashi, overcoming distance, making these ancient traditions accessible worldwide without losing their meaning. Hopefully.
Absolutely. And that leads to a really interesting thought for you, our listener, to consider. As technology keeps evolving so rapidly, how else might traditional practices, maybe across different faiths and cultures, become available or even transformed? And what might all that mean for the future of spiritual connection around the world? Something to think about.